Welcome back, guys, and let's continue where we left off. All right, so after having seen this pattern right here, you want to see if it matches what you see in the 4-hour time frame. In this case, it does. How? If you look at it, you'll find this right here is represented by the first leg. This right here is represented by the second leg, and this right here is represented by the third leg. Remember, these were M's on the H1 time frame, and this right here is represented by that, and this right here is represented by that. Then this whole move right here, I'm just going to highlight it. This whole move right here is represented by this whole move right here. So that means that W there is represented by this, and that M there is represented by that, and that W is represented by that. So this is what I saw from the 4-hour time frame, and I said to myself, okay, if I am seeing something like that on the 4-hour time frame, so this is what I am expecting. Okay, all this is level 3 behavior. Okay, all this is level 3 behavior. So that means I am expecting the market. Remember, we are at a peak formation, all right? And I've seen a reset. So I'm expecting the market to test whether the neck of that same W and buy, or I'm just expecting an ID50 in the buy. And when I looked at other USD pairs, which I'm going to make a separate video for, they were already in a peak formation level 3. And again, we were expecting news on the same day. All right. Now, this is one thing that I always say to people, okay? People get so much excited about news, but this is where you always miss it, and I don't understand the reason why. And every trader gets excited about news movement. If news is in line with the market trend, it's very good. But if news is not in line with the market trend, usually it will not have so much impact, and it is just there to clear stops and then move in the intended direction. In this case, this is all that you had in news, and it was just there to clear stops. And then after that, the intended direction is almost 3 times what news gave you. So can you realize that when you were fixated into thinking that I'm in a peak formation, all right? Sorry about that. I'm in a peak formation. The dealer kept on hitting the same high over and over again, to an extent that even on the day of news, he hit the same high again, to make people into believing that we have a one giant M formation that is gonna be a long time sell, but forgetting the small things that matter, which is those M's and W's that I've just drawn for you, which were being visible in H1 time frame, and at the same time the dealer giving you a triple top peak and a reset so he can go away. So my expectation was that if the dealer comes back down during news, I'm gonna take a buy and move up. That was my expectation. And look at how clever the market is. All right, I'm just gonna show you from the 1-hour time frame. The market, when it gets to this point, look at how they reject there. This whole candle gets rejected right here, because it is the same high that we have been dealing with. The market comes back there and gets it rejected to make people think that, yes, it is a very good demand area. All right. Remember, we have a high of our peak all the way from there. It has been touched like 6-7 times, I guess. extending all through to there. And the dealer made sure that I'm gonna close this candle at the bottom of that high, so that people will stack in more sell orders in that area. All right. And then people will be like, we're gonna make money this time. What happens? The next candle is a sell candle. All right. The next candle is a sell candle. And after selling for some time, they give you a big move to clear every stop loss that is sitting in this whole area. Now, that is how the dealer takes people out, because you keep on seeing him hitting in the same spot. You are saying that's a very good demand area, all right? And it worked out on news, and you think, yeah, they are hitting it again. We are waiting for a sell position. Now, little do you know that the dealer is now moving away, and he wants you to see that. He wants you to see a strong demand area so that you will put your sell position there. Yet you are forgetting the little and small things that are happening in smaller time frames. All right. So that is why he rejected that candle there and then did the same thing with the next candle. And the next thing, he took away every stop loss that you can think of right there. Now, how then was I going to identify this is a buy, or what prompted me to think this is a buy? Okay. Remember, we said we've got countless peak formations here being formed, and already I'm thinking to myself in the 4-hour time frame that, oh yeah, I'm seeing a peak formation, right? A reset, sorry, I'm seeing a reset. So my latest peak formation in this regard is this one, right? That is the last W that was formed, my latest peak formation. So I'm going to come here and draw this as my peak formation. So this becomes my first rise. This becomes my second rise. And then this becomes my third rise. Now, someone might ask, but the third rise did not close above the high of the second day. This is what I will explain to you. Now, if a dealer forms a peak formation, okay, comes here, forms a W and goes up and closes the day, and he goes up and closes the day, and then he closes up, goes up and then he closes the day, and then the next day he comes back down and he does that, right? You'll be very happy to say, oh yeah, I saw level 3, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 1, I'm expecting level 2, etc. There are cases, right? This is why I'm saying it's not everything that I teach you that is everything. I don't know if that statement even makes sense. What I teach you is not the complete thing, all right? There are bits and pieces, but this is what you need to know. The dealer can come here and form a law, go to a consolidation, push up, go to a consolidation and push up, and then push down, go to a consolidation and push down. Off he goes. So that'll be level 3, level 1, level 2. That is still level 3, level 1, level 2. All right. They are V type of peak formations where he quickly goes away on the same day. This is exactly what happened on this particular day. All right. Now, you already knew the direction of the market by this because he was already willing to push down. Now, let's go to the 15 minutes time frame and find out if there is anything that we see. Okay, from the 15 minutes time frame, this is your peak formation low. All right, this being your first rise into a consolidation, this being your second rise into a consolidation. I'll make that box small. This being your third rise into a peak formation from the 15 minutes time frame. So what do you expect the 15 minutes time frame to do? Is to push down into a reset. This is where your buy setup was going to be, right here. All right, and then after that, then you expect a reset. After a reset, you expect first rise, second rise, and third rise. So you are anticipating the market to buy further and then give you level 3. All right. And I'm not saying it's not going to pull back. It might pull back, but it doesn't change the fact that gold will be buying for the next 3 days. And this is what I explained to in another group that gold is going to buy for the next 3 days. So do not neglect the small pieces, because that is what moves the market. Yes, the higher time frames may show you a big peak formation and all that, but look at it from the smaller time frames and find out what exactly is happening. All right. Now, if you come to the 1 hour time frame, you'll find that what you were looking at was more or less like an ID50. An ID50 from the 4 hour instead, right? There. An ID50 from the 4 hour instead, okay? Right there. That is your ID50 from the peak formation, okay? Now, yes, you would have seen something like that immediately during news, or it would have been too fast for you to recognize. But looking at it from the 1 hour time frame, you knew that the market was pushing back down. Or another thing you could have used was, okay, I have seen two pushes, one, push two, and then I've seen the third push, but this third push pushed down. So I'm expecting a third push, all right? So it means you were supposed to get a buy either way. Either way, you were supposed to get a buy. That is how you keep track of a pair. That is what gold is actually doing. And on higher time frames, it has been buying for a very long time, and people are expecting a sell. I was also expecting a sell to go to the 800 EMA, but in this case, it was not the case. Looking at it from a smaller time frame, the market was gradually on a buy. Now, I'm not belittling any other strategy. You can use this as a confluence. At least be able to count levels. It is going to be a confirmation, another second confirmation. If you were a price action trader, you could have put in a line right there and say, okay, this is my trend line. All right. So this being my trend line, all right. This being my trend line, the third touch is actually my buy zone. All right. So you have your first touch, you have your second touch, and then you have the third touch. So the third touch, this being your second touch, I don't know how price action works, but whichever way, they touched your trend line there. The first time they get to it, then it closes above. The second time they get to it, then it closes above. The third candle comes again. You just take a buy from there, and then it closes above. Then you know that's where I've taken a buy, and I'm expecting a buy. All right. If you have been, if you are an ICT trader, I don't know, you could have came here and say, okay, I've got a break-off structure here. And after having a break-off structure, what caused that move is the order block right here. So I'm expecting an order block there, or you could have used this other order block instead. Either way, you're going to have a buy there. So every strategy was going to find something in that particular point. But the reason why no one saw it, or the majority of people didn't see it, it is because people were fixated into this high that kept on being respected. And they said, that's a resistance, that's a resistance. So the market is actually supposed to sell. This is why the dealer had to take out every single stop loss beyond that point. Guys, I'm just trying to show you how you can easily track a pair just by counting your levels. Even if it doesn't show you what you want to see in that particular moment, just keep on counting your levels and moving with the pair gradually. If you are not sure, just wait for that particular day and let the market move until you are sure. You will see it's gonna be so easy for you to understand what the market is actually doing. This is how I found the buy setup for gold, and it was a very good trade because I looked like I was actually doing the opposite of what everyone was doing in the market, but I was looking at the small details, those M formations that you see here, the W formations, the M formations that you see here. That is what I was actually looking at, and I paid attention to this whole double move right here, And I knew that, okay, if the dealer is actually forming something like that, I'm expecting the dealer to push down, and then I take a buy and off we move. The weekly details, they matter, guys. All right, guys, thank you very much. I'm hoping you learned something valuable from this lesson. Cheers.